You know what time it is. It's 9 to 5 with Gavin and Mike. In this episode, we'll be talking about what purpose is and why is it important. But before we do that, drop the intro. Konnichiwa. My name is Gavin Mike.
Nice to see ya.
I'm a mindset coach based out of West LA.
And I'm Mike Ahiri.
Ya hear me?
I'm a transformation life coach from London.
These recordings are short, sharp, sweet snippets of insight for anybody hustling a 9 to 5.
That's right. You can tune into them on your way to work, on your lunch break, or on your way home after a long day's hustle. Today we are talking about the topic of purpose because it's such a hot, trending topic and everyone's talking about what's your purpose. So Gavin and I are going to talk about three things. We're going to first define what purpose is. We're going to share with you what our purpose is. And we're going to talk to you about how our purpose is showing up in our lives. So I'm going to hand over to Gavin to give you a definition of what he believes his purpose is. So Gavin, what is your definition of purpose?
Okay, so I'll first off, I'll just break it down that right before this, we looked at purpose, and purpose is actually a noun. If you look in the dictionary, the noun definition is that it's the reason for which something is done or created, or for which something exists. And so it's for which something exists. I look at purpose in the sense of a context. So for me, I pretty much just said my purpose. Like my purpose in life is really to empower heart-centered men and women in the world to be confident, to be emotionally available, in tune with their emotions, able to process emotions, not to push it under the carpet, and to be self-expressed. So all of my videos, they come out, it's in the form of I'm expressing myself. Sometimes it's uncomfortable, sometimes it's vulnerable. It's a big piece of who I am, and by being that space, hopefully for those people that really connect and resonate with me, they're able to find a sense of themselves, and also to be like, you know what? I just might want to share myself a little more. I want to express myself a little more, because I believe that the more that we share our weird in life, because we all are weird, the more we share our weird, the more that we're able to connect and find other people that can connect with our weird. And that's a fulfilling life.
Nice. I like that. I like that a lot. And so you gave me one example of how that shows up in your life. You mentioned that on your Instagram, all the videos that you do, or the posts you make are revolved around your purpose.
Yes.
How else does your purpose show up in your day-to-day life outside of the internet, say?
Dude, it's everything, man. It's like I'm super love of connecting with people. So one of my things is I'm always here to leave people at least a little bit better than when they first met me. So I'm always here about promoting people's growth, Carol Dweck's The Growth Mindset, on how we can take things to the next level. I'm all about acknowledging and validating people's situations without making them feel wrong for it. Everything that I do is under that guise of I'm here to uplift the human spirit, man. So whether in coaching sessions, whether I'm having prospective calls, whether I'm talking to my mom, my dad, I'm always trying to understand them a little more, asking about their past, my 101, 102-year aunties, finding more about their life inside of the concentration camps in World War II, to have an understanding so that I can not only improve myself, but by doing that, I get to improve other people's lives because I have more resources and more resourcefulness. So it shows up in my business. It shows up in my friendships, in my family. It shows up when nobody's watching me, man, because I'm here to always empower myself. So I'm reading, I'm meditating, and I eat chips. I fall off too. And then it's also great opportunities for me to just like really understand, like, what's my motive? What's my motive for eating these chips or these kinds of things? And what do I really want? So we spoke earlier about like really commitments versus addictions. It's like, what am I committed to? And so it shows up in all of my relationships, man. Yeah.
I love that. Okay, I love that. And I'm just going to throw a curveball in there, one that you weren't expecting, but seeing as we're trying to be authentic with ourselves and keep things vulnerable so we can be open and honest. Can you tell me a time when you violated your purpose?
Time that I violated my purpose. Well, you know what, actually this took place a while ago, but I have a friend, Taryn, and I remember that we're at my friend's place. I don't even know why this showed up, but then I don't know. I was going through some insecure times, like back then, and like I think I was doing like drugs and stuff, and I remember I was just I lashed out on her in front of my friend's mom and dad and stuff. Man, I think I made her feel like shit, dude. I forgot even what I said, but when I think about it, it's just I'm ashamed of it because there's times where just that was a time where I let my pride just get in the way, and I projected my own insecurity of not being happy of where I was, not being happy with my body, of not sure what I wanted to do professionally, and I just started like telling her, like kind of not giving her advice, just telling her what she should be doing and what she's not doing, and made her wrong for it. And I was really, in a way, I was trying to hurt her feelings, man. Like it was out of malice, man. It was terrible. So that's the first thing that came to mind. Um, Man, yeah, dude.
Okay, well, I appreciate you sharing that. It's cool that you are aware of that and you have that self awareness to know that that's the time when you were off track from your purpose.
It
Um,
was totally like that, the opposite of what my purpose was. And back then too, yeah, I guess I wasn't very cognizant of a purpose at all.
right.
Um, but I would even say I want to make it more recent, like going through the trials and tribulations of my own business too. I had bouts over the past like 4 weeks. Like I'm on the up and up now. Like thanks to having hiring coaches myself to see my blind spots. But
Mm,
I've had these ins and outs of really doubting myself, and I'd pull back. I wouldn't post certain things that I knew that would have just allowed me to be more honest and authentic publicly, right?
mm, mm,
Um, and I just like kind of kept to myself.
mm,
um Man, that's not necessarily a wrong thing. It's just I wasn't serving people,
mm.
I wasn't like putting myself out there. And so yeah, when I doubt myself and my abilities, that has happened over the past 4 weeks. And I'll say
Okay.
that's not really living in my purpose when I'm doing that.
Mm, mm.
Mm-hmm.
I have this saying, which is the life is one massive sine wave, right? It's
Would
ups
you
and
say it
downs.
again? Life is
Life
what?
is one massive sine wave, right? Ups and downs, pendulum swings, lefts and
Oh
right,
my god, yeah.
you know. We kind of have to surf those troughs and just find our way back on the upswing. Um, but they're almost inevitable. But as long as we can learn from them, we can always bounce back up. So thank you
Indeed.
for sharing. Yeah,
Absolutely.
thank you for sharing that. I'll just share with you my definition. I liked
Yeah.
what you read from the dictionary there. Purpose. Purpose is all about meaning, right? How do we find meaning in life? And for me, I've defined my purpose, and I've looked at my past actions, behaviors, thoughts, and my purpose in a nutshell was really to contribute to the evolution of consciousness. And that's as expansive and as broad as I can make it, because everything I do is about either helping myself increase my awareness of myself or empowering other people to increase their awareness of themselves. And coaching just fits into that model perfectly because it allows me to help other people gain insights about who they are and expand their self-awareness. And I just feel like if I'm doing that, then I feel like I'm contributing to the whole, right? Because I feel like the whole, whatever name you want to give it, some people call it the universe, some people call it God, the Almighty, whatever name you want to attribute to it. I feel like if I'm contributing to the expansion of that whole, then I feel like what else do I need to be doing, right? So that's my purpose. And again, my Instagram, sharing posts about myself, making myself vulnerable, um, is all in an effort to allow people to be their authentic selves, but
Mm.
also to help people achieve new things. When I coach people and help people achieve new things that they didn't otherwise think possible of themselves, then in that moment they expand and they grow. And if one person can inspire two people, who can then inspire four people, who can then inspire eight people, then we're all expanding. And someone else's win is my win, because if someone else does something great and amazing, like I saw your Instagram page and I become inspired, then I
Yeah.
grow. So that's what I'm about. That's my purpose, just contributing to that expansion of awareness of consciousness.
I love that. I love that part, contributing to the evolution and the expansion of really consciousness, because I think of it as it's things that you're actually are able to kind of like cultivate on your own. And in that sense, like whether it's through meditation practice or other things, in that
Mm,
way, there's still a way of contributing to that evolution because you're evolving in your consciousness when you do these things, even if it's by yourself and nobody else is around, you know? It's so
Absolutely.
broad, you know, and ever encompassing. And so like that actually says, a question that comes to mind is, how does what is your take on purpose? Because a lot of people have these things like, I don't even know what my purpose is, and it becomes this heavy thing on our body, like we're wearing this heavy armor, like, I don't know, man, purpose, I have no idea. And then it kind of can freak people out and cause a lot of anxiety, like, I need to have my life purpose and I don't know what my purpose in life is.
Right, yeah, that's a great question. And I really like what Mel Robbins said. I watched an interview with her, and she just said, you know, like, chill out, kick back, let go.
Yeah.
Think of your purpose as the thing that makes you feel expansive. And again, that kind of resonates with what I'm saying about my own purpose, which is to contribute to this expansion. And she just says, your purpose is what energizes you, right? What makes you feel a sense of you're expanding, you're growing, right? The thing that gives you more energy as opposed to drains your energy. Whatever you're doing that you enjoy doing and you feel like you're growing from, that is your purpose there and then. And so she has this really playful way of just trying to identify what your purpose is, and just being playful with it. So you're right, it is this heavy thing, but I think if we can just stay mindful to the things we actually enjoy doing, right? When we're doing something, I'm like, man, I really enjoy this. And you can stay up until like 4 a.m. doing it and then wake up early, 6, 7 a.m. and continue doing it. You know, you found something that you really enjoy. And if you can dedicate enough time to that and cultivate that, whatever that may be, whether it's a passion or a hobby or whatever, then I think you're on the right foot to discovering how you can add value to the world and how you can contribute. I do think that the things which I find give me the most meaning, and from my work with the clients I work with, the theme which seems to be reoccurring is people want to contribute in some way, right? People want to add to this ecosystem that we call life. So I think that may be the one underlying theme I would say. But other than that, I really do like Mel Robbins' take, which is to just chill out and just be mindful of what makes you feel expansive and energizes you.
I love that. Love that. And we wanted to keep this actually short and sweet.
Right.
One thing that I wanted to say for the people who are actually listening is that if you experience that heaviness, I'll say, you know, like kind of like release that tension. You know, Brendan Burchard says this really nice. He's like, first, number one thing, you want to release tension. So like kind of get it out of your body. A lot of stress can manifest in your body. You got to give yourself wiggle room, do it. And then setting the intention. That's number two. Set an intention. That can even be looked at as a purpose, because the verb of purpose is to have as one's intention or objective. And so bring fun into this. Maybe the purpose, you can wake up and be like, you know, give yourself 3 minutes and, hey, so my purpose today is to bring fun into the day. That's my purpose. I'm going to bring fun into the day. And what Mike said is like contributing. That means that you could bring fun into other people's lives. And it doesn't have to look like a certain way. Like, oh, that means I'm going to drink beer and we're going to have a light thing. It could be anything. Like it could be something as a compliment. That could bring fun into somebody else's day. You wake up the next day, it's like, what is my purpose? You know, my purpose is to really just enjoy being with myself today. And so maybe that doesn't even have to do with connecting with other people. It's just connecting with who you are. And maybe it's like, I'm going to meditate. I'm going to go for a walk. And I might talk to this person, but maybe I'm not, because I just really want to be with myself and be with my breath. The next day, and it might look like something else, and just be willing to allow it to evolve. Like what Mike says, promoting the evolution of consciousness. You get to play with purpose, play with it, see what happens, be light, bring levity into it. And yeah, see really what unravels, because life is not a destination, it's a journey. And so allow purpose to unfold inside of this journey of life.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Well, we'll leave it there because we did want to keep it short and sweet, but I hope if you've watched this, you've taken something from it. You've thought about what your purpose is. And like Gavin beautifully said there, think about your intention, and it could be your intention just for the next 24 hours. So if you've got something from this video, then that's a blessing in and of itself. So if you want to connect with us, you know, write a comment or hit us up on our Instagrams. There'll be a link somewhere besides this video. Get in touch. Let us know what your purpose is. We'd love to hear it.
Yes, awesome. And any comments that you have, any questions you have, leave us below. Anything that you would like for us to actually cover, also put it in. Click the heart, you know, let us know that you're engaged. And if you don't like it, that's fine too. We're opening up the conversation. All right. So much love, live with purpose, and have fun with it.